Samsaradava nalalidaloka Tranaya karuna guna ganatvam Praptasya kalyana gunanavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manasorasena Romanchakampa Shutarangavajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Shri Vigrahara Dana Nityanana Shingaratan Mandira Marjanado Yuktasya Bhaktam Staniyunjatopi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Chaturvida Shri Bhagavat Prasada Swadana Triptan Haribaksha Sangran Kritraiva Triptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Shri Radhika Madhava Yorapara Madhurya Leela Gunarupanam Nam Pratikshana Lolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Nikunjayono Rati Kheli Siddhai Yayali Vir Yukti Rapikshaniya Tatrati Daksharati Valavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Sakshadaritvena Samasta Shastre Uktastatha Bhavyateva Sarvi Kintu Prabhurya priya eva tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado Yasya prasada nagati katapi Jayam stuvam stasaya sastri sadhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Nityananda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भजमानम् यशोदाभियोलुकालादवमानं परमृष्टमत्यन्ततोदितगोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तम् कराम्बोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुस्वासकम्पात्रिरेकान्तकन्ता सितग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमख्यपयन्तम् तत्त्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तां सता वृत्ति वन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षवदिं वा न चन्यं विनेहं वरे शदपिह इदं ते वपुर्नाथा गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्य वीराष्ट्रं किमन्ये इदं ते मुकाम्बोजमत्यन्तनीलवृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तस्य गोप्या शुम्बितं बिम्बारक्तादरं मे मनस्य विराश्रामलं लक्ष्यलाभै नमो देवदामोदरानन्तविष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलब्धिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिविषयादिदीनं बतानु गृहाणे क्षमामज्ञ मे दक्षिदिश्या कुबेरात्मजो बद्धमूर्त्यैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितो भक्तिभाजो कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे गहो मे दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय तवेश्वस्वदाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयाय प्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तोभ्यम् नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयाय प्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तोभ्यम् हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Om Shnupada Pramhamsa Pratikacharya Ashtota Shata Shishimadi's Divine Grace Aparchana Vrinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Bhaktivedanta Institute Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Shnupada Pramhamsa Pratikacharya Ashtota Shata Shishimadi's Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Premise Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinatha Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Purushottama Chaitra Jagannath-puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ayodhya Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Samavrita Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Damodara Masa Kartika Masa Ki Jai. Shri Yashoda Damodara Ki Jai. Shri Radha Damodara Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glory to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Daine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Shilatankanakalaye. Ito nasimha parato nasimho. Yato yato yamikato nasimha. Bahe Narsimho, Hridaye Narsimho. Narasimramadim Sharanam Prapadye. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhrengam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jayo Narasimhadev Jayo Narasimhadev Jayo Narasimhadev Jayo Narasimhadev Jayo 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 Prabhupada 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Jayo Gurudev 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 Jayo Jayo Gurudev
Bhakti Vikna Vinasha Nrsimhadev Ji Jai. Bhakti Shiromani Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai.
Let us read the Sri Damodara Ashtakam translation together. To the Supreme Lord, whose form embodies eternity, knowledge and bliss, whose earrings swing to and fro, who shines beautifully in Gokula, who quickly ran from the grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, and who was caught from behind by her, who ran faster than he. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful, and his quick breathing shook the strand on pearls on his neck. which bore 3 lions like those on a conch shell. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound with ropes of his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. With this super excellent childhood pastimes, Lord Krishna drowned the residents of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. In this way, he declared to those absorbed in knowledge of his majesty and opulence, I am conquered only by my pure loving devotees. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, though you can award all kinds of benedictions, I pray to you neither for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor for the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor for any other such boon. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Balgopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what use do I have for any other boon besides this? O Lord, again and again Mother Yashoda kisses your lotus face, which is framed by locks of soft black hair tinged with red and beautified by your lips colored red like the bimba fruit. May this vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. Shower me with your merciful glances and deliver this pure ignorant fool immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodara, as a baby tied to a grinding mortar, you delivered Kuruvera's 2 sons from the curse of Narada and made them into great devotees. In the same way, please give me pure loving devotion for you. I long for this alone and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, obeisances unto the brilliantly effulgent robe binding your belly, obeisance unto your belly, the abode of the entire universe, obeisance unto your dearmost beloved, Srimati Radharani, and obeisances unto you, O Lord, who displays unlimited pastime, Shri Damodar Bhagwan ki jai.
Vrindaya Tulasi Devaya Piyaya Keshava Sacha Vishnu Bhakti Pade Devi Satyavadaya Namo Namaha. Vrindaya Tulasi Devaya Piyaya Keshava Sacha Vishnu Bhakti Pade Devi Satyavadaya Namo Namaha. Vrindaya Tulasi Devaya Piyaya Keshava Sacha Vishnu Bhakti Pade Devi Satyavadaya Namo Namaha. Vrinda Devi Tulasi Marani ki jai.
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो ये अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो ये अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो ये अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो प्रिय विलासी ये तुम्हार शरण लो तारा वांछ पूर्ण हो कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी मोराए अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास विलास कुंज दियो नयने हेरिबो सदा युगल रूपरासी नयने युगल रूपरासी ए निवेदन धारो सखीरनुगत करो ए निवेदन सखीरनुगत सेवा अधिकार दिए करो निज दासी दासी दीना कृष्ण दासे को ये न मोरा हो दीना कृष्ण दासे श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा न भासी श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा न भासी श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा न भासी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः प्रेयसी नमो नमः यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति पदे पदे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय तुलसी महारानी 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 जय वृंदे देवी जय वृंदे देवी जय वृंदे देवी जय वृंदे देवी जय वृंदे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय।
Fulfilled, bestow mercy upon him and make him a resident of Vrindavana. My desire also grant me residence in the precious groves of Shri Vrindavana Dham. Thus within my vision I shall always behold the beautiful paths and Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me follower of Karha Danso's Virgin. Please give me the privileged devotional service and make me own maidservant. This very fallen lowly servant of Krishna praise. May I always swim in the love Shri Radha and Govinda. Srimati Tulasi Maharani ki jai. There are 10 offenses in the matter of chanting holy names should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of the demigods, Lord Shiva or Brahma, to be equal to independent the name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the altars of spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature pursuing the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glory of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities and strength of chanting the holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna one of the auspicious ritual activities, offering the Vedas, fruity activities, karma, ganda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about glory of holy name. 10. To not complete faith in chanting holy names, and to maintain material attachments in understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense by inattentive while chanting. Every devotee claims to Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success. Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our most obeisances on all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just as trees who have fulfilled everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Jeto Darpana Marjanam Pavamaha Davakni Nirvapanam Shriya Kairava Chantrika Vitaranam Vidyavatu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purunarmita Sadhanam Sarvatamasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etatishi Tava Kripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudeva Mi Disham Yaha Janina Nurakaha Trinatapi Sunijena Tarorapi Saishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sata Harihi Na Thanam Na Janam Na Sundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Jammani Jammanishvare Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Tavayi Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Man Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Sthita Duri Satisham Vichintaya Nayanam Kaladashuru Daraya Vatanam Kat Kata Rudaya Gira Pulakai Nichitam Vapur Kata Tava Nama Krahane Bhavishati Yuga Itam Nimishena Chakshusha Pravisha Itam Shunya Itam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahe Name Ashrisha Padaratam Pinnashtumam Adarshanam Marmahatam Karotuva Yatha Tatha Va Vitatatu Lampato Matprana Nathastu Se Eva Na Paraha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam Ki Jai. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes fire of conditional life or repeated births and deaths. This Sankirtan movement is prime benediction of humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases ocean transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction of human beings. Thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names I invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out kindness enables us to easily approach you by holy names, but I'm so unfortunate I have no attraction for them. One should chant holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. We should be more taller than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Sanhamarjananda Krishna, I'm an eternal servitor, yet somehow I fall into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of Adam's lotus feet. O my Lord, while my eyes bedeck with tears of love flowing constant when I chant your holy name, while my voice choke up, while the hairs of my body stand end a recitation of your name. O Govinda, feeling of separation comes a moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam Ki Jai. Shri Mangala Aarti prayers Ki Jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamshcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamshcha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pachadya Desha Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhavin Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Narkaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumistvam Nirdishta Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhishcha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishin Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakham Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karna Sindho Dinapanto Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Srato Pango Mamamanda Matergati Masarva Swapadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vindalana Kaupadumadaha Shimadra Nagara Singhasanasto Shimadradha Shila Govinda Devo Krishtarivi Sevimano Smarami Shiman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsi Vata Tatastitaha Karsham Vinu Staner Gopir Gopinatha Shiyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Mangalacharna Prayers Ki Jai Shri Brahma Samhita Ki Jai Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadya Radha Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Prakara Satmasukha Praviksha Laksharviteshu Surabhi Ravi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasrashata Samparmasevyamanam Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venu Kanantam Aravinda Dalayatакшam Parhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gantarpagoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chantakala Savanamara Vamshi Ranangadam Panayakeli Kalavilasam Shamam Tipanka Lalitam Yatapakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Rittimanti Pashanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chimma Satu Jula Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achotam Anadi Mananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durabam Adurabam Atma Bhakta Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampragamyo Vayurathapi Manaso Munipangavanan Sopyasti Yapapata Simya Vichinta Tatve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pachami Ekopya Sora Chaitum Jagatanta Kotim Ya Chakti Rasti Jagatanta Chayaya Tantaha Antantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pachami Yad Bhava Bhavita Diyo Manujastateva Samprapya Rupa Mahimasanayana Pushaha Suktaryam Eva Nikama Patitaistu Vanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chimmarasa Patibhavitabi Starpiya Evancha Rupataya Kalabihi Goloka Eva Nivasati Kilatma Bhutto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Churutha Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sateva Yeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundam Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pachami Ramadi Murtishu Kalanyamena Tishtan Nanavatara Makaro Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samapava Paramapumamyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pachami. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desire, in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with a great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or gopis.
I worship Govinda, the primeval lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
I worship Govinda, the primeval lord, around whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always revels in pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Shama Sundara is eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full fledged functions of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, who is not to the Vedas but attainable by pure only devotion of the soul. Who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, who forms is endless, who is the beginning, in the illogical Purusha. Yet he is a person who is possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore. I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveyances, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities, in the company of her confidants, Sakhis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shama Sundara, Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions. Sri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Bhagavad Gita 7.1 purport. Srinvatam swakata Krishna punya sravana kirtanah hridayanta histo hi abhadrani vidnoti suhrit satam nasta prayesva abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki tada rajastamo bhava kama lobha dayaschayi cheta eter anavidam stitam satve prasidati evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogatah bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayati vidyate hrudaya granteschidyante sarvasamasyaha shiyante chasya karmani drishta evatmanishvare.
To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge as he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, who becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of the devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of asamshayam samagram, understanding of the supreme personality, supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1.2.17 to 21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna.
Okay, we'll continue reading Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Verse 2. Dharma projita kaitravotra parmo nirmita saranam shatam Vedyam vastavam atra vastu sivadam tapatrayon Srimad Bhagavata Mahamuni krite kimva parair ishvaraha sadya hrudayati avrudyate tra kritibi sushrusrivi sakshanat. Dharma, religiosity, projita, completely rejected, kaitavaha, covered by fruitive intention, atra, herein, parama, the highest, nirmita saranam, of the 100% pure in heart, satam, devotees, vedhyam, understandable, vastavam, factual, atra, herein, vastu, substance, sivadam, well-being, tapatraya, threefold miseries, unmulanam, causing uprooting of, Srimad, beautiful, Bhagavate, the Bhagavata Purana, Mahamuni, the great sage Vyasadeva, Krite, having compiled, Kim, what is, Va, the need, Parai, others, Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, Sadhya, at once, Hridi, within the heart, Avrudyate, become compact, Atra, herein, Kritibi, by the pious men, Susrusubihi, by culture, Takshanat, without delay. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, this Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Religion includes four primary subjects, namely pious activities, economic development, satisfaction of the senses, and finally liberation from material bondage. Irreligious life is a barbarous condition. Indeed, human life begins when religion begins. Eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating are the four principles of animal life. These are common both to animals and to human beings. But religion is the extra function of the human being. Without religion, human life is no better than animal life. Therefore, in human societies, there is some form of religion which aims at self realization and which makes reference to man's eternal relationship with God. In the lower stages of human civilization, there is always competition to lord it over the material nature, or, in other words, there is a continuous rivalry to satisfy the senses. Driven by such consciousness, man turns to religion. He thus performs pious activities or religious functions in order to gain something material. But if such material gains are obtainable in other ways, then so called religion is neglected. This is the situation in modern civilization. Man is thriving economically, so at present he is not very interested in religion. Churches, mosques, or temples are now practically vacant. Men are more interested in factories, shops, and cinemas than in religious places which were erected by their forefathers. This practically proves that religion is performed for some economic gain. Economic gains are needed for sense gratification. Often, when one is baffled in the pursuit of sense gratification, he takes to salvation and tries to become one with the Supreme Lord. Consequently, all these states are simply different types of sense gratification.
In the Vedas, the above mentioned four activities are prescribed in the regulative way so that there will not be any undue competition for sense gratification. But Srimad Bhagavatam is transcendental to all these sense gratificatory activities. It is purely transcendental literature which can be understood only by the pure devotees of the Lord, who are transcendental to competitive sense gratification. In the material world, there is keen competition between animal and animal, man and man, community and community, nation and nation. But the devotees of the Lord arise above such competitions. They do not compete with the materialist because they are on the path back to Godhead where life is eternal and blissful. Such transcendentalists are non-envious and pure in heart. In the material world, everyone who is envious of everyone else, and therefore there is competition. But the transcendental devotees of the Lord are not only free from material envy, but are well-wishers to everyone, and they strive to establish a competition-less society with God in the center. The contemporary socialist conception of the competition-less society is artificial because in the socialist state there is competition for the post of the dictator. From the point of view of the Vedas or from the point of view of common human activities, sense gratification is the basis of material life. There are three paths mentioned in the Vedas. One involves fruitive activities to gain promotion to better planets. Another involves worshipping different demigods for promotion to the planets of the demigods. And another involves realizing the absolute truth and his impersonal feature and becoming one with him. The impersonal paragraph do you change? I can keep what? You can read or you can pass it on. You can read. Okay. The impersonal aspect of the absolute truth is not the highest. Above the impersonal feature is the Paramatma feature, and above this is the personal feature of the absolute truth or Bhagwan. Srimad Bhagavatam gives information about the absolute truth in his personal feature. It is higher than the impersonalist literatures and higher than the Jnana Kanda division of the Vedas. It is even higher than the Karma Kanda division and even higher than the Upasana Kanda division, because it recommends the worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. In the Karma Kanda, there is competition to reach heavenly planets for better sense gratification, and there is a similar competition in the Jnana Kanda and Upasana Kanda. The Srimad Bhagavatam is superior to all of these because it aims at the supreme truth, which is the substance or the root of all categories. From Srimad Bhagavatam, one can come to know the substance as well as the categories. The substance is absolute truth, the Supreme Personality, the Supreme Lord, and the emanations are relative forms of energy. Okay, let's go next.
Nothing is apart from the substance, but at the same time, the energies are different from the substance. This concept is not contradictory. Srimad Bhagavatam explicitly pro- promulgates promulgates this simultaneously one and different philosophy of the Vedanta Sutra, which begins with the Janmadhyasya Sutra. This knowledge that the energy of the Lord is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord is an answer to the mental speculators' attempt to establish the energy as the absolute. When this knowledge is factually understood, one sees the conceptions of monism and dualism to be imperfect. The development of this transcendental consciousness, grounded in the conception of simultaneously one and different, leads one immediately to the stage of freedom from the threefold miseries. The threefold miseries are: number one, those miseries which arise from the mind and the body; number two, those miseries inflicted by other beings; and number three, those miseries arising from natural catastrophes over which one has no control. Srimad Bhagavatam begins with the surrender of the devotee unto the absolute person. The devotee is fully aware that he is one with the absolute and at the same time in the eternal position of servant to the absolute. In the material conception, one falsely thinks himself the Lord of all he surveys, and therefore he is always troubled by the threefold miseries of life. But as soon as one comes to know his real position as the transcendental servant, he at once becomes free from all miseries. As long as the living entity is trying to master their material nature, there is no possibility of his becoming servant of the Supreme. Service to the Lord is rendered in pure consciousness of one's spiritual identity. By service, one is immediately freed from material encumbrances.
Over and above this, Srimad Bhagavatam is a personal commentation on the Vedanta Sutra by Sri Vyasadeva. It is written in the maturity of his spiritual life through the mercy of Narada. Sri Vyasadeva is the authorized incarnation of Narayana, the personality of Godhead. Therefore, there is no question as to his authority. He is the author of all other Vedic literatures, yet he recommends the study of Srimad Bhagavatam above all others. In other Puranas, there are different methods set forth by which one can worship the demigods. But in the Bhagavatam, only the Supreme Lord is mentioned. The Supreme Lord is the total body and the demigods are the different parts of that body. Consequently, by worshipping the Supreme Lord, one does not need to worship the demigods. The Supreme Lord becomes fixed in the heart of the devotee immediately. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended the Srimad Bhagavatam as the spotless Purana and distinguishes it from all other Puranas.
The proper method for receiving this transcendental message is to hear it submissively. A challenging attitude cannot help one realize this transcendental message. One particular word is used herein for proper guidance. The word is shushrushu. One must be anxious to hear this transcendental message. The desire to sincerely hear is the first qualification. Less fortunate persons are not at all interested in hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam. The process is simple, but the application is difficult. Unfortunate people find enough time to hear idle social and political conversations, but when invited to attend a meeting of devotees to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, they suddenly become reluctant. Sometimes, professional readers of the Bhagavatam immediately plunge into the confidential topics of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, which they seemingly interrupt as literature. Interpret. Srimad Bhagavatam is meant to be heard from the beginning. Those who are fit to assimilate this work are mentioned in the shloka. One becomes qualified to hear Srimad Bhagavatam after many pious deeds. The intelligent person with thoughtful discretion can be assured by the great sage Vyasadeva that he can realize the Supreme Personality directly by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Without undergoing the different stages of realization set forth in the Vedas, one can be lifted immediately to the position of Paramahamsa simply by agreeing to receive this message.
Text 1.1.3 Nigamakalpatarorgalitam phalam Sukamukadamrutadravasamyutam Pibata Bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavaka. Nigama, the Vedic literatures. Kalpataro, the desired tree. Galitam, fully matured. Phalam, fruit. Sukha, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, the original speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mukhat, from the lips of Amrita, nectar. Drava, semi-solid and soft and therefore easily swallowable. Samyutam, for perfect in all respects. Pibata, do relish it. Bhagavatam, the book dealing in the science of the eternal relation with the Lord. Rasam, juice, that which is relishable. Alayam, until liberation or even in a liberated condition. Muhu, always. Aho, oh. Rasika, those who are full in the knowledge of mellows. Bhuvi, on the earth. Bhavukaha, expert and thoughtful. Translation. O expert and thoughtful men, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literature. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the two previous slokas, it has been definitely proved that the Srimad Bhagavatam is sublime literature, is the sublime literature which surpasses all other Vedic scriptures due to its transcendental qualities. It is transcendental to all mundane activities and mundane knowledge. In this shloka, it is stated that Srimad Bhagavatam is not only superior literature, but is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literatures. In other words, it is the cream of all Vedic knowledge. Considering this, patient and submissive hearing is definitely essential. With great respect and attention, one should receive the message and lessons imparted by the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Vedas are compared to the desire tree because they contain all things knowable by man. They deal with mundane necessities as well as spiritual realization. The Vedas contain regulative principles of knowledge covering social, political, political, religious, economic, military, medicinal, chemical, physical, and metaphysical subject matter, and all that may be necessary to keep the body and soul together. Above and beyond all this are specific directions for spiritual realization. Regulative knowledge involves a gradual raising of the living entity to the spiritual platform. And the highest spiritual realization is knowledge that the personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all spiritual taste, or rasas. Every living entity, beginning from Brahma, the firstborn living being within the material world, down to the insignificant ant, desires to relish some sort of taste derived from sense perceptions. These sensual pleasures are technically called rasas. Such rasas are different varieties. In the revealed scriptures, the following 12 varieties of rasas are enumerated. Number 1, Raudra, anger. Number 2, Adbhuta, wonder. Number 3, Shringara, conjugal love. Number 4, Hasya, comedy. Number 5, Veera, chivalry. Number 6, Daya, mercy. Number 7, Dasya, servitorship. Number 8, Sakya, fraternity. Number 9, Bhayanaka, horror. Number 10, Bibhatsa, shock. Number 11, Santa, neutrality. Number 12, Vatsalya, parenthood.
The sum total of all these rasas is called affection or love. Primarily, such signs of love are manifested in adoration, service, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal love. And when these five are absent, love is present indirectly in anger, wonder, comedy, chivalry, fear, shock, and so on. For example, when a man is in love with a woman, the rasa is called conjugal love. But when such love affairs are disturbed, there may be wonder, anger, shock, or even horror. Sometimes love affairs between two persons culminate in ghastly murder scenes. Such rasas are displayed between man and between animal and animal. There is no possibility of an exchange or rasa between a man and an animal, or between a man and any other species of living beings within the material world. The rasas are exchanged between members of the same species. But as far as the spirit souls are concerned, they are one qualitatively with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the rasas were originally exchanged between the spiritual living being and the spiritual whole. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual exchange or rasa, is fully exhibited in spiritual existence between living beings and the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is therefore described in the Shruti Mantras, Vedic hymns, as the fountainhead of all rasas. When one associates with the Supreme Lord and exchanges one's constitutional rasa with the Lord, then the living being is actually happy.
These Shruti mantras indicate that every living being has its constitutional position, which is endowed with a particular type of rasa to be exchanged with the personality of Godhead. In the liberated condition only, this primary rasa is experienced in full. In the material existence, the rasa is experienced in the perverted form. It is temporary. And thus the rasas of the material world are exhibited in the material form of raudra, anger, and so on. Therefore, one who attains full knowledge of these different rasas, which are basic principles of activities, can understand the false representations of the original rasas which are reflected in the material world. The learned scholar seeks to relish the real rasa in the spiritual form, and in the beginning, he desires to become one with the Supreme. Thus, less intelligent transcendentalist cannot go beyond this conception of becoming one with the spirit whole without knowing of the different rasas. Who wants to go next?
In this shloka, it is definitely stated that spiritual rasa, which is relished even in the liberated state, can be experienced in the literature of Srimad Bhagavatam due to its being ripened true of all Vedic knowledge. By submissively hearing this transcendental literature, one can attain the full pressure of his heart's desire. But one must be very careful to hear the message from the right source. Srimad Bhagavatam is exactly received from the right source. It was brought by Narada Muni from the spiritual world and then given to his disciple Srila Vyasadeva. The latter in turn delivered the message to his son Srila Sukadeva Goswami. And Srila Sukadeva Goswami delivered the message to Maharaj Parikshit just 7 days before the king's death. Srila Sukadeva Goswami was a liberated soul from his very birth. He was liberated even in the womb of his mother, and he did not undergo any sort of spiritual training after his birth. At birth, no one is qualified, neither in the mundane nor in the spiritual sense. But Srila Sukadeva Goswami, due to his being a perfectly liberated soul, did not have to undergo an evolutionary process for spiritual realization. Yet, despite his being a completely liberated person, situated in this transcendental position above the three modes, he was attracted to the transcendental rasa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is adored by liberated souls who sing Vedic hymns. The Supreme Lord's pastimes are more attractive to liberated souls than to mundane people. He is of necessity not impersonal because it is only possible to carry on transcendental rasa with a person. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are narrated, and the narration is systematically depicted by Srila Sukadeva Goswami. Thus, the subject matter is appealing to all classes of persons, including those who seek liberation and those who seek to become one with the Supreme Whole.
In Sanskrit, the parrot is also known as sukha. When a ripened fruit is cut by the red beaks of such birds, its sweet flavor is enhanced. The Vedic fruit, which is mature and ripe in knowledge, is spoken through the lips of Srila Sukadeva Goswami, who is compared to the parrot not for his ability to recite the Bhagavatam exactly as he heard it from his learned father, but for his ability to present the work in a manner that would appeal to all classes of men. The subject matter is so presented through the lips of Srila Sukadeva Goswami that any sincere listener that hears submissively can at once relish transcendental tastes which are distinct from the perverted tastes of the material world. The ripened fruit is not dropped all of a sudden from the highest plane of Krishna Loka. Rather, it has come down carefully through the chain of disciplic succession without change or disturbance. Foolish people who are not in the transcendental disciplic succession commit great blunders by trying to understand the highest transcendental rasa known as the rasa as the rasa dance without following the footsteps of Sukadeva Goswami, who presents this fruit very carefully by stages of transcendental realization. One should be intelligent enough to know the position of Srimad Bhagavatam by considering personalities like Sukadeva Goswami, who deals with the subject so carefully. This process of disciplic succession of the Bhagavata school suggests that in the future also Srimad Bhagavatam has to be understood from a person who is factually a representative of Srila Sukadeva Goswami, a professional man who makes a business out of reciting the Bhagavatam illegally is certainly not a representative of Sukadeva Goswami. Such a man's business is only to earn his livelihood. Therefore, one should refrain from hearing the lectures of such professional men. Such men usually go to the most confidential part of the literature without undergoing the gradual process of understanding this grave subject. They usually plunge into the subject matter of the rasa dance. Rasa, that's what he said. Rasa is the correct word. It's rasa. I know, but a lot of people say rasa, even though there's an I. Rasa dance. That's rasa dance, which is misunderstood by the foolish class of men. Some of them take this to be immoral, while others try to cover it up by their own stupid interpretations. They have no desire to follow in the footsteps of Srila Sukadeva Goswami. One should conclude, therefore, that the serious student of the rasa should receive the message of Bhagavatam in the chain of disciplic succession from Srila Sukadeva Goswami, who describes the Bhagavatam from its very beginning and not whimsically to satisfy the mundaner who has very little knowledge in transcendental science. Srimad Bhagavatam is so carefully presented that a sincere and serious person can at once enjoy the ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge simply by drinking the nectarian juice through the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami or his bona fide representative.
Me! Let's go home!
Where's the stop?
Hannah.
Text 4, Canto 1, Chapter 1. नैमिषि निमिषक्षेत्रे ऋषयः सौनकादयाः सत्रं स्वर्गाय लोकाय सहस्रसमम् आसत. Naimise, in the forest known as Naimisaranya. Animisha Kshetre, the spot which is especially a favorite of Vishnu, who does not close his eyelids. Rashya, sages. Sanakadaya, headed by the sage Sanaka. Kshatram, sacrifice. Swargaya, the Lord who is glorified in heaven. Lokaya, and for the devotees who are always in touch with the Lord. Sahasra, 1000. Samam, years. Asata, performed. Welcome, read. One translation. Once in a holy place. Okay, come. Once. I'll hold it.
Once in a holy place is the force and of
Naimisaranya. Naimisaranya.
Namaskar.
Great
Sages headed by the sage Sanaka assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The prelude of the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken in the previous 3 slokas. Now the main topic of this great literature is being presented. Srimad Bhagavatam, after its first recitation by Srila Sukadeva Goswami, was repeated for the second time at Naimisaranya. In the Vayaveya Tantra, it is said that Brahma, the engineer of this particular universe, contemplated a great wheel which could enclose the universe. The hub of this great circle was fixed at a particular place known as Naimisaranya. Similarly, there is another reference to the forest of Naimisaranya in the Varaha Purana, where it is stated that by performance of sacrifice at this place, the strength of demoniac people is curtailed. Thus, Brahmanas prefer Naimisaranya for such sacrificial performances. The devotees of Lord Vishnu offer all kinds of sacrifices for his pleasure. The devotees are always attached to the service of the Lord, whereas fallen souls are attached to the pleasures of material existence. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that anything performed in the material world for any reason other than for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu causes further bondage for the performer. It is enjoined, therefore, that all acts must be performed sacrificially for the satisfaction of Vishnu and his devotees. This will bring everyone peace and prosperity. The great sages are always anxious to do good to the people in general, and as such, the sages headed by Sanaka and others assembled at this holy place of Naimisaranya with a program of performing a great and continuous chain of sacrificial ceremonies. Forgetful men do not know the right path for peace and prosperity. However, the sages know it well, and therefore, for the good of all men, they are always anxious to perform acts which may bring about peace in the world. They are sincere friends to all living entities, and at the risk of great personal inconvenience, they are always engaged in the service of the Lord for the good of all people. Lord Vishnu is just like a great tree, and all others, including the demigods, men, siddhas, charanas, vidyadharas, and other living entities, are like branches, twigs, and leaves of the tree. By pouring water on the root of the tree, all the parts of the tree are automatically nourished. Only those branches and leaves which are detached cannot be satisfied. Detached branches and leaves dry up gradually despite all watering attempts. Similarly, human society, when it is detached from the personality of Godhead, like detached branches and leaves, is not capable of being watered, and one attempting to do so is simply wasting his energy and resources. The modern materialistic society is detached from its relation to the Supreme Lord. and all its plans, which are being made by atheistic leaders, are sure to be baffled at every step. Yet, they do not wake up to this. In this age, the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord is prescribed method for waking up. The ways and means are most scientifically presented by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and intelligent persons may take advantage of his teachings in order to bring about real peace and prosperity. Srimad Bhagavatam is also presented for the same purpose, and this will be explained more specifically later in the text. Text 5. You're not following.
ते एकदातु मुनाय प्रातर्हुता हुता गणया सत्कृतं सुतं नासिनं पापाचोर idam adarat.
Adarat. If you have a line on the top, it means Te, the sages. Ta, the sages. Ekada, one day. Tu, but. Munaya, sages. Prata, morning. Huta, burning. Huta Gnaya, the sacrificial fire. Satkrutam, due respects. Sutam, Sri Sutta Goswami. Asinam, seated on. Paprachu, made inquiries. Idam, on this as follows. Adarat, with due regards. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
One day, after finishing their morning duties by burning a sacrificial fire and offering a seat of esteem to Srila Sutta Goswami, and the great sages made inquiries with great respect about the following matters.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Morning is the best time to hold spiritual services. The great sages offered the speaker of the Bhagavatam an elevated seat of respect called the Vyasasana, or the seat of Sri Vyasadeva. Sri Vyasadeva is the original spiritual preceptor for all men, and all other preceptors are considered to be his representative. A representative is one who can exactly present the viewpoint of Sri Vyasadeva. Sri Vyasadeva impregnated the message of Bhagavatam onto Srila Sukadeva Goswami, and Srila Sutta Goswami, Sri Sutta Goswami, heard it from him, Sri Sukadeva Goswami. All bona fide representatives of Sri Vyasadeva in the chain of disciplic succession are understood to be Goswamis. Are to be understood to be Goswamis. These Goswamis restrain all their senses, and they stick to the path made by the previous acharyas. The Goswamis do not deliver lectures on the Bhagavatam capriciously. Rather, they execute their services most carefully. Following the procedures of predecessors who delivered the spiritual message unbroken to them. Those who listen to the Bhagavatam may put questions to the speaker in order to elicit the clear meaning, but this should not be done in a challenging spirit. One must submit questions with a great regard for the speaker in the subject matter. This is also the way recommended in Bhagavad Gita. One must learn the transcendental subject by submissive oral reception. Daddy, I'm going slow already. So slow. I'll go like less slow if I have to go slow. One must learn the transcendental subject by submissive oral reception for the right sources. Therefore, these sages address the speaker Sutta Goswami with great respect. Please stop.
Oh, we just text file. Okay, stop. Because you're not listening. Slow down, man. You go fast, you make mistakes. That's when I stop you.
I'm not making mistakes.
You are. Srimad Gandharaj. Gandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gandharaj, you should call it Gandharaj. Srimad Bhagavatam is the king of all scriptures. Gandharaj means
Can I sing?
lion.
Can I sing?
No, not actually.
Why
Could
do
not
you
cast
sing
off.
every day?
Not every day. Wednesday only.
Oh.
Respect that. Do not be. Wait, you're not playing. I'm not give it to Anna. Or wait, we finish. 3.5? We finish 1.1.
This is my gloves back.
I will go play. Wait, no, you're not doing that.
Those are my gloves.
Abhi, help Mata. Wait, you're not playing that. You can stay with Daddy.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Moi Savadhana Mate, Bando Moi Savadhana Mate, Jahara Prasade Bhai, E Baba
तोरिया जाय जहरा प्रसादे भाय ए बाबा तोरिया जाय कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जा हाथे कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जा हाथे गुरुमुखा पद्मा वाक्य चितते कोरिया क्या गुरुमुखा पद्मा वाक्य चितते कोरिया क्या आरना कोरी हो माने आशा आरना को श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उठामा गति श्री गुरु चरणे जय प्रसादे पूरे सर्वा आशा जय प्रसादे पूरे सर्वा आशा चतुरान दिलो जय जन्म जन्मे प्रभु से चतुरान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृद प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृद प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहा होइते अविद्या विनाशा जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहा होइते अविद्या विनाशा जाते वेद गाय जहा रचवितो वेद गाय जहा रचरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आधमा जनारा बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आधमा जनारा बंधु लोकनाथ लोके राजीवाना लोकनाथ लोके राजीवाना आहा प्रभु कोरो दया देह मोरे परचया आहा प्रभु कोरो दया देह मोरे परचया एबे जास गुसुक शिबु वाना एबे जास गुसुक शिबु वाना प्रभु पार पातिताप वाना प्रभु पार पातिताप जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada, Nama Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastatya Deshatarine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. The lotus feet of our spiritual master is the only way by which you can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet to great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is a perfection that fulfills all desires. He opened my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates, by him ignorance is destroyed. Zedek Scripture sing of his character. Our spiritual masters and ocean mercy, friend of the poor and Lord and Master devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus feet. You are the save the most fallen soul. Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai.